welcome to JB Trio Podcast, Season 8, Episode 2. I'm Lee McDonald Jr.
Chris, the comeback kid, Woodmansey.
And the other Chris, Saunders.
Are you saying the better Chris? What?
Oh, what? No, he said the other Chris.
I didn't say it.
He said other.
He's come on the back. You can become on the front.
Oh. Hey, I'm the front man at least. That makes me the front
back
man.
door.
He's the back door man. You're
the front door. Yeah.
You're the front door.
And we have tested this out.
Thanks for joining us, Chris. Mark is out again this week. He's out of town. He's got to be in Boston again, traveling. He's going to be doing that a lot this season. So Mark may be our mystery man, but he's still keeping track of Beat Mark's picks. We did not make picks for week 3, however, so we're going to be missing a week. I think that's going to only put us to like 10 weeks for the summer league.
Yeah, it's a good number. Good even number. Good even number.
So that way it gives Mark a chance, for him to come back and win. But Chris is going to be making his picks for him today.
Oh, yes.
Good. I'm a front man, but I got Mark's back in this. So
I like how you said that, Chris. Oh, yes. Exactly.
Yeah, I've got a good record here, bro. I got a good record.
Mark, remember, you gave him permission.
Yeah. For now.
Anyway, we had our third week of bowling, so that means our averages got unlocked, so we finally got to use our real averages. Last we did this podcast, we started out, we only had 1 weekend, but we took a week off because of NBA Finals was on last Monday.
Horrible.
So, yeah, our Dallas Mavericks lost. Yeah. We were trying to root for them. That's my dog. Sorry about that.
I thought that was your wife. Like, whoo.
Oh, she's barking too.
Like you were cheering?
Her bark is not as bad as her bite.
Oh, dang.
You would know. You would know.
Her bark is not as bad as her bite. Oh, there she is.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there she is.
Christopher?
What?
Be careful.
Was that her again? Was that her again?
And that's my dog Baxter. And her best friend Melissa's here as well. Say hi, Melissa.
Hey, Melissa. Happy birthday. Belated.
Was it your birthday? Oh, hey. That's a little bit late.
Yeah.
It was early March, but hey, that's all right. Hey, I mean, I'll take a belated happy birthday. Mine was in February.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got me stuck watching. What is this? Moulin Rouge? Oh, Chicago. I want whatever.
Oh, Chicago, the firefighters?
No, I wish. No, Chicago the musical.
Oh my God! Get the hell out of there! Leave.
I took some Oscars, which means nothing. But
save yourself.
So anyway, we did our first week. At that time, Chris Southwest was in first place, or is better known as the Purple Cobras. You can let your mind wander as to why they come up with that name. But they were in first place at the time. They were dominating. They had a great second week and a pretty good third week. But there's been another team that has had a better couple more weeks and are currently in first.
I mean, we don't know how long this is going to last because they're up to that age where any day.
It could be they go limp anytime.
Yeah.
They're up in age.
Yeah.
We've all had that. It's not a laughing matter.
They are in first, and that's our own very own Mark and Ron. They won the first place. As you probably remember them from the Winter League, winning grand championship of our Winter JB Trios.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. That was a bad memory. I put it out of my mind completely.
I played by the frame.
Yeah, who was that team that they beat? I forgot about that. Who was that? Hey, can you pause it? Yes, I will. All right, thank you. Sorry about that.
I played by the frame, but in this case, I played by the seasons.
Yeah, at that time
I forgot about last season.
Mm-hmm. So it's a new team, new situation. So we don't see them. And another thing is, one of those weeks that they bowled was against a team that has yet to post bowl. So it is kind of like first place pending or first place temporary, I guess you could say. I don't know the official word for it, but let's just say,
you said right.
They won't be in first place long.
Not verified.
Not unverified. Exact. Perfect. I love it. Unverified.
Uncommitted.
They're just holding it for now, so they're going to give it to the rightful owner next week.
We'll take it.
Which is Purple Cobras.
Yes. This is like the Chris and Chris episode. I think Mark's going to be very jealous of this episode.
I wish he was on here so me and him can tag team Mark.
Oh my God. That just did not sound right at all.
Hey, back in front. Hey, we're working all levels here, okay?
Like, I get the back, Chris gets the front.
Right. Got it.
All right. So last week, why don't we go over the first 3 minutes of bowling and talk about last week's scores, which were all kinds of crazy messed up because the center had our week 3 results with the locked averages, but our rules say we only have our locked averages for 2 weeks. So we had a lot of mix up, but I do have most of the updated results in. So for the first pair of lanes 1 and 2, we had Team 9, and that is, we got dropped, which is one of our newer teams, Devontae and Rashawn. They bowled up against Team 3, and that's the better halves, Tina and Camilla, although Camilla's been out of town, which we'll have more to the story on that after the 3 minutes.
Oh my God.
And it's been kind of a controversy because the better halves, who are the bitter rivals of our purple-headed warriors, Chris, they're actually their wives, they recruited Woodmansey to get well, they actually didn't recruit him, but Woodmansey got their substitute, which is an old friend of ours, Cody Eskerka from our fall league. He's also a poker buddy of ours.
He did adequate.
Oh, well, I would say...
For us.
Yes, he did adequate for you guys in your favor, and that he bowled so shitty that he helped you guys instead of them. So when they bowled against Team 9, they lost all 40 friggin' points to Team 9. So
damn.
Team 9 won 40. They jumped up a bunch of spots. So Team 9, we got dropped, which is the new team. Rashawn and Devon moved up a lot. We'll get to that in a second.
Well, they got picked up, so
they sure
now they have
did.
to change their name. So
yes, they did. The next pair consisted of my 2 sons, Leland and Peyton. They bowled against team number 10, which is Pin Pals. That's another new team, Matthew and Ethan. And with the updated scores, updated averages, I should say, turned out my 2 sons won 28 out of 40. So they bowled pretty good. Leland finally broke out of his friggin' shell. He had himself a nice 230 game at the end. So that was his high game for the summer. You can see it on our bowl.com updated standing sheet. So he did pretty good for himself. Peyton held his own, but they ended up winning 28 out of 40. So kudos to them. Next pair, 5 and 6. This is Team 11, which does not have a name. That we can maybe call it Uncle Eric. It's Chris Saunders' brother, Eric Saunders, and his partner, TJ. They bowled against team number 4, which is the Average Joes, which is our old buddy Timmy from the Fall League, as well as his partner, Diego, which is Chris Saunders' old teammate from the Fall. They formed a team called Average Joes. They were pretty much that, maybe a little below average. They only ended up winning 14 out of 40, so they let Uncle Eric win. They won 26 out of 40. Uncle Eric and TJ did pretty good. So we got to get a team name for them. They may have one. I'll have to find it, though.
Name in progress. That's probably a name. From what I know.
The Twin Dicks? Is that Twin Dicks?
Twin Dixies.
Yeah, if they don't have a name, then we get to name them.
Yes.
So next week, we'll come up with their name. All right, next pair 7 and 8. That was team number 5. We got balls. Mark and Ron up against one of the new teams that came in, Team 12. They don't have a name, I don't think yet. Mike Wang, who's our friend that bowls on Friday night with Chris and Chris, and also Poker Buddy, bowling with his friend Jose, who he brought in, who's a good bowler, decent bowler. He's got a 200 average book. They are pending a post bowl, which they'll be doing tomorrow night right before league. And if they do not bowl, Mark and Ron's scores up against the blind were really good. So they bowled good, and they ended up winning 36 out of 40, which, again, is pending. So once Mike and Jose end up post bowling tomorrow, we're going to put those scores in, and we'll have the adjusted scores for you next week. But for right now, it's against the blind. So Mark and Ron They won 36 out of 40, currently sitting in first. Next pair, we've got Team 8. That is no name again. I think they may have a name. That's Matthew Macy and Brian Brimmerman, our old buddies from the Fall League. They ended up bowling Chris and Chris. And they got, of course, the Purple Cobras Team 2. And another kind of mixed up controversial night because, as it turns out, this pair was highly impacted by the messed up scores that the center had that we had to do some major corrections on, that they did not give us our current average instead of the locked average. So with everything in place, turns out Brian Bermerman's team barely edged you guys out. They won 26 out of 40. It turns out that especially it was Matthew Macy's score that was impacted a lot because they had him under his locked 200 average, but technically he hadn't been bowling that good, and so his current average is 180, which gave them a lot of extra handicap, plus it boosted him to lead off. So when we flipped your guys' scores because of the averages, we had to flip them as well. So with all updated it to 26 out of 40. So it kind of screwed you guys over, that center score. But Amber, who is in charge of it, has assured me she's fixed it. I know it's not, I hate that it happened to begin with, but we still have to make sure the scores are accurate. And so we'll be definitely keeping an eye out for it next week or tomorrow night when we come back to bowling. All right, and to finish it off, we got team number 6. That is Gino and Craig. Craig was absent. We had Gino's wife come in to sub. They also bowled against a team that is going to post bowl tomorrow, which is Christian and Daniel. And so they are the Hayways. So their scores are pending. But Gino and his wife bowled pretty good, but not good enough to beat up on the blind. So if they use their scores against the blind, they only ended up winning 6 out of 40. So they just barely missed average when they bowled, so they ended up losing a lot of points. They just didn't bowl horrible. They just didn't make up a lot of ground for it. So we'll have to wait and see what Christian and Daniel bowl when they post bowl tomorrow night. So a lot of updates that are going to happen tomorrow. We should have more on that next week. Also, quick update before we go over the standings. Craig Voren had posted online a couple things. He's had a hell of a week. Not good. He was sick for most of the last week, I'll say that much. That is why he missed last week. And on top of being sick, he posted online on Facebook that his mother passed away. So yeah, he's had a rough week, but he said, I actually did talk and call him today, wish my condolences, and he's doing okay, but he's one of those, kind of like me, when you lose a loved one, for us, it's just best to get back in the swing of things so we can kind of keep our mind not so depressed and just get back to normal activity. So he is coming back to bowl, which I'm very happy to say. We're going to be happy to have him back. So Craig, we love you, buddy. We know it's a tough time right now, but we're happy that you're coming back. But again, if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to ask. The whole league is here for you, and we're going to pull for you, buddy.
Absolutely. Prayers for you, brother.
So we can't wait to see you there, buddy. All right, so we've got the standings. So first place, unverified. We got balls at 106. Second place.
No, it's technically first, second. How about that? First, second.
Okay, we'll say first and second place. We got balls and Purple Cobras in second at 84, but it's together. So unverified first and second.
There we go.
Third place, the Better Halves, the Wives. They are in 72 points, but right on their tail.
Where they belong, underneath us.
Back in the kitchen. They're back in the kitchen where they belong.
Oh, I ain't saying nothing. Good thing Tina's not there.
That's why I can say it.
So
I think Chris whispered that.
I think, that did sound kind of
It did sound like a whisper. I can say it because my wife's not here.
You know, when Tina's listening to this podcast on the car ride home to the bowling alley tomorrow, we better watch it. Chris may be walking the rest of the way or halfway there.
I'll be driving, so she needs me. I'll be driving for a while.
So fourth place, we got dropped. They jumped all the way up. I think they were in the bottom half of the league. Now they're in fourth. Remember, in this summer league, we have instead of just position round, we got a playoff. So you got to make the top 4 teams to make the playoff. So they're in 4th. Team 11, which is Team 11, that's TJ Phelps and Uncle Eric in 5th. So it seems like it's a family affair, y'all. Everybody's fighting for that playoff spot. They're in 5th with 66 points. Pen Pals, Team 10, that's one of the new teams, Ethan and Matthew. So they're holding strong at 6th with 64. CYMG, which is my son's. What did they say that was for?
Clean your mother's gut.
Keep your what?
Clean your mother's gutter.
Clean your mother's gutter. I have no idea what that means. But they're at 60, so they're in 7th. Team 8, and let's see, Team 8, Matthew, Macy, and Brian, they're in 8th place with 50 points. The Hayways, which is Christian and Daniel, are at 46, are at 9th, but they do have a post bowl pending. Team 12 also has a post bowl pending. They're at 36 points right now. They're in 10th. Too High, which is Team 6. That's Gino and Craig. They also have a post bowl pending from way back in week 2. So they're going to do their makeup game tomorrow, which should interest you guys.
Yeah,
because that's against you guys. So that could throw a dent. You may want to. They're going to be there at 7:00 tomorrow to bowl. So if you guys want to root against them, I guess if you say. So they'll be there tomorrow. And then in last, Average Joe's, Diego and Timmy, only 16 points, nothing pending. They've had a rough start. But fortunately, that's all it is a start. So they still got until week 11 before the playoff begins. And again, just you got to be in the top 4 to make that playoff. And then everybody's at 0. And there you have it. That was the fastest 3 minutes in bowling. Ooh, I'm out of breath. All right. Oh, my God. So, anyway, figure we take a second. I'll let Chris Woodmansey take over. He can kind of tell us what's been going on with his wife. What happened with Camilla? She left you, or what was I hear?
Oh, my God. No, she went to Disney World. Sorry, Disneyland. She went to Disneyland.
That's what they all say after winning the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
She went there last Tuesday. She comes back tonight. She'll be there tomorrow. And I had the house to myself. We had poker night. But on Thursday, I got sick during poker night.
Oh,
and so
I swear it wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Yeah. So I'm in bed Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. And Sunday was my one free day as a free man to enjoy it. And
you couldn't do shit because you were sick.
Yeah. So
or is that the excuse you were coming up with? Is that actually would be pretty genius? Oh, honey, I'm sick. I didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Oh, I see how it works.
I wish that was the case.
You were sick. Okay, yeah. I'm using air quotes. You were sick.
And me and you won Thursday night. So
yeah, how about that? We played poker and we do a tournament.
We're the first team in this league to win both tables.
Hey, how about that? We were both in last. So
and yeah, I'm still MVP. So cool.
Exactly, he is. He won the most points out of the whole night.
Yeah, he's the highest. He holds the highest point by the player.
So we all 3 did great. So Chris did good, and he was MVP. Me and Woodmansey took first at the tables.
Yeah.
If any bowlers out there are poker players, I know we recruited Cody Eskurka. We got Sean Taylor from our fall league.
Yeah, and Sean Taylor loves it now.
Every so often we got Gary who comes in. We got Timmy. We got Diego. So aside from us 3, we got a majority of our league in it. But if there's anybody else that's out there that
and Sean and Cody don't even bowl with us no more. So
yeah, exactly. We used to have Jake and Phil, but they didn't work out too well.
They had endeavors.
I'll say. They had interesting endeavors. I'll say. That's it. And I think isn't one of them getting married?
Yes, he's getting. He actually saw him last Friday night. He's actually getting married in the end of October.
Whoa! How about that? That's
Jake.
Their own Jake Albright.
Yeah, Jake.
He's him and his fiance finally tied the knot.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's just lost his mind or whatever. But yeah, he's
I don't know.
finally going to tie the nine.
It seems like Chris, would you want to go to jail? Like,
what was that?
Like,
What?
go to jail? Like, would you want to be locked up in a cell and like wear orange suits? Would you want that?
Wear orange suits
and be told what to do and when to.
It clashes with my hair. I see where you're going with this metaphor, but I gotta say, I think we made it look fun, so it's happening. I think that's what made him decide.
Why do guys want to get married if they don't want to go to jail in their life? It's the same concept.
Okay, well, because you can bed down your prisoner partner.
So you're saying the only reason guys get married guarantees sex?
No, because it's never guaranteed after marriage.
I know it's never.
Are you talking about being single? Because you get more sex that way. Never mind.
No, you spend more money that way for sex.
You do. It's weird. I mean, in general.
Sex.
But to go back to Chris's analogy, I mean, if you want to go to jail, I mean, you just gotta go to jail as the warden. I mean, that's how you do it. You don't. I mean, it's like what's that old saying about best to rule in hell than serve in heaven?
Yes.
So see, there you go. Just gotta learn how to be the warden.
The warden.
You just gotta.
We all know who gets that role automatically. So.
No.
Yeah, we let them have that role. We let them. See, there's the fake warden and the real warden. That's how you do it. So speaking of that, so I want to say, so I'm coming up actually. Let's see, we just got married. We just had our anniversary. This is our 24th friggin' year.
Wow.
And you haven't got hearing it?
We've been, oh my God, I'm going crazy. But so I would say out of you two, I know that Woodmansey is practically a newlywed. What is it? 2 years?
Almost 3. December.
Almost 3.
December 11th.
Yeah.
For him.
3.
And Saunders, you've been married for what? You got double digits, right?
Yep. Decade this last year, April. So
They got married when they're like 12 years old.
So that's a third of your life.
It is, yeah. Absolutely.
A third of your life.
A third of your life having sex with just one woman.
So he says. Oh. But yeah, so 10 friggin' years.
Yeah.
And I did the math and I almost got depressed on mine. 24 years, that's more than half my lifetime. I'm only 45. Well, but I'm 45 and I've been married 24. That's more than half my life.
Do you regret it? Like, did you wish you would have waited? Did you wish you would have waited until your third?
I ain't gonna answer that at all. Of course, I don't regret it.
You wish you were single. Did you wish you could be single for at least 6 more years before?
Oh man, I'm not falling for that trap. Hell no, I love every minute of it.
Sure. We all have to say.
Exactly. That's what the warden says.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So before we go into our last segment, which of course is our favorite Beat March picks, wanted to talk with you guys about, since we have a playoff system, going back to one of our older segments we haven't done in a few seasons, our power ranking segment. This is where we come up with who we think is going to be in the top 4. And what makes the Summer League power ranking so interesting is that it just so happens that our top 4 make a playoff. So out of these new teams, and we got some good teams here.
Yeah.
And I know it's kind of early and it's kind of hard to judge, but so we're going to start our weekly segment. This will be the first week, who we think is going to make the top 4. And of course, I know you guys are already going to reserve your spot for your teams. But if you had to say, so seniority wise, I know Woodmansey's been doing this podcast with me for a while, so we'll go in order of seniority. So we'll say Mr. Saunders, Mr. VP, you can go first. And who do you think would be in 4th place that barely just edges out and makes number 4 and just makes the playoff?
Just makes the playoff?
Yeah, you got number 4. Who do you think's number 4 in the league right now? And it doesn't have. It can be the actual 4th place, or if you think, because it's a power ranking, you can make it whatever team you think is the 4th best.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of new teams, so it's kind of hard to gauge a lot of that. Haven't met everybody just yet in the new league.
From
But
what you've
obviously,
seen, though, like
some pretty good bowlers.
Yes.
So
there is that.
look, I say this is a family affair, and I'm not just saying it because he's my brother, but they're currently in fifth. And I think TJ, the other guy on the team, has been bowling really, really well. Like, he's been bowling better. So he seems to get better and better as the week goes on. And Eric had the front 9, I think, last week. And so I think he's finally getting more into a groove now. They have pretty low averages coming into this thing. And I don't think they set them much higher than what they were. So I think they're in a prime spot to kind of sneak points or take them away from others. So I'm going to say, by the edge of the teeth, they're going to get in that 4th spot.
So Team 11, that's no name yet. They'll probably have a name soon. Very good analogy. I would say very good analysis. Chris, Mr. Woodmansey, Mr. President of the league. You're supposed to be the one that observes every bowler in the league.
I do. I really do. I really observe every bowler in the league. Every single one for sandbagging, stuff like that. So,
you teach everybody to sandbag? What?
So my 4th pick is not Eric. The Eric team's going to at least take 5th or 6th. That's it. No higher than that. That's it. But my 4th, barely. I'm talking about they're going to get it at least barely by 2 points or maybe total pins. They're going to be tied for 4th and win it by total pins, but it's going to be the better halves.
Oh, the wise. Oh, is that you saying that because you have to say that?
No, I think because if Camilla and Tina doesn't miss a week and they sync back up and they start striving these last 10 weeks, they're gonna with their handicap and their domination, they're gonna they're gonna get it. And I think this is just thinking. I think every guy except for me and Chris that goes against Camilla and Tina, they're gonna think in their head, "Oh, we got girl. We're gonna swamp the door out of them," and then they're gonna let their guard down, and then boom, Tina and Camilla walks in with shotguns and blows their heads off.
Underestimates them.
Yes, except for me and Chris, because we know what they can do. So
and not just in bowling either.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And what shotguns are they going to use? Where are their shotguns at?
Yeah, exactly. We're taking fire pins. Yeah, I think most teams, other than me and Chris, are going to underestimate them. Yeah, and they're going to lose like that. So
I don't know. It sounds awfully like you're speaking as the prisoner, not the warden to me.
No, that's my 4th pick. I thought about that, and it's good. That's my 4th pick. I'm locking in.
All right, that's a good analysis. I like that. So I thought about this. There's a team that is new that I've been watching them the first 3 weeks. They've also got a slow start in average, but man, they both throws the shit out of the ball. And Chris pointed out, Woodmansey pointed out the first week that the female bowler that is their friend that shows up that watches them is really good. Yeah, that team is sneaky good. As a matter of fact, they're really good, and their averages are right there, kind of like what Saunders said a minute ago about his brother. And that is, who is it? It's team. We got dropped, yes, and they just won 40 points off of the 3rd place team. So I think those 2 guys, Devontae and Rashawn, are in a very good spot, and being hell of a bowlers that they are, and plus one of them is a lefty. They are really good. I'm gonna make them my sneaky entry into the 4th place spot for the playoff and for the power rankings. So they're my lock for the 4.
Wow.
So there you have that. All right. So let's see. Let's mix it up a little for 3rd. Mr. Woodmansey, Mr. President, who would you say is going to be in your 3rd place spot?
This is a hard one because I got 2 teams, and it's all based on their chemistry and how they're going to adapt to the lanes. So we got dropped, or Brian Bremerman team and Matthew team. We got them 2, and I want to say Matthew's team due to experience bowling on JB2 lanes and bowling in the atmosphere that we have here. But like you said, we got dropped. I seen them bowl before on tournaments, and they are great bowlers. They are not to be reckoned with, but they don't bowl on burn patterns. They haven't bowled this late. They're new to this league. So I figure they're going to have a hard crash and burn realization. But if they were to come back next year, yeah, they're going to be a hot team because they'll be used to it. But with that being said, I'm going to go with Matthew Macy and Brian Brimmerman.
Oh, our old buddies. And if Mark were here, he'd play, what the fuck?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to tackle this next one here. So third place, I have to keep in mind the averages and the teams that are available. And I'm actually going to go out on a limb and say I'm picking the Purple-Headed Warriors for my third place spot.
Who the hell is that?
What are you guys? The Purple Cobras.
You're going to pick us third?
I'm picking you guys third.
Oh,
I think
my God. You are out of your mind.
Third's not bad. Remember, it's the playoff.
But
so
no,
everybody's
third. I got Purple Cobras in first or second.
Oh yeah. Well, you guys got a good shot at it. I think it depends on what you guys do. I want to actually say within this next 2 weeks because tomorrow night we got dropped, which is it's going to be your biggest challenge you've had this season, even above Brian and Matthew. I think they struggled last week. I think you guys, even though didn't win technically, I know Chris, you struggled.
New shoes syndrome.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll give you that. It is tough. It really is actually tough to break in new shoes. But this is going to be your guys' true test. You guys better have your game faces on tomorrow because you guys are going to run into a buzzsaw. That team is tough. So whatever y'all had, Chris, especially you, buddy, Woodmansey, whatever faults you had 2 weeks ago or last week, got to put it behind you because if y'all don't win tomorrow, you're going to be in big trouble. But I've got you guys in my top three. I'm putting you guys in third. And again, nothing bad against you guys. I just think that there's two other teams that I'm putting higher.
Yeah, I want to know who. I want to know who you're.
We're going to find out. But Mr. Saunders, what have you got?
All right, number 3. So I think I have a lock here on the top 3, and it's not us on the third spot. So you have to wait for that one.
We have the same mindset. But, see, this is what great teammates think about.
I wonder where you guys are going to pick yourselves.
Don't know. But so I do know where I'm picking this next team, and third's pretty good for them, and it's going to be our wives. I'm going to say it's a better half being third. Yeah,
I give them 4.
Thinking third, and the reason why is because you talk about handicap a lot. My wife still has one of those, pretty high. She's bowling a lot better. She's bowling better than she ever has in her entire life in this league. She really loves this league, and she wants to really compete in this league, which is great because it's good to unlock that. And then Camilla throwing 600 series like left and right every single week.
Exactly.
It's an impressive tandem, I will say that. And
if I had 185 average.
Yeah, it's insane. So I mean, it's a like I said, the average plus the handicap. I mean, that experience together, it creates a pretty powerful punch, I think. So I would definitely put them in at least the top 4 for now, for sure, in power ranking.
And our power rankings will change weekly. So I mean, just for right now, even though I didn't list them yet, but they could be somewhere. You never know. But anyway, all right. So that was great analysis. So moving on to the second place spot, I'll go first on this one. And there's still a couple teams that I've got in mind that this is probably my toughest 2 picks, but I'm only picking them. I know it's a family affair.
No way. No way. You honestly think Peyton and Leland is better than me and Chris?
I think
no way. Get out of here. Get out of here. I bet you $1,000 that fucking never happened.
All I got to say about this is 40-0. Okay.
Oh yes. You guys.
And you put them ahead of us.
It'll be the greatest comeback in the history of comebacks. But I'm picking them for my second
that's like purely father. That's like purely father love right there.
You know what? I gotta respect that.
I don't.
But look how shitty they started. Look at their average. I mean, Peyton's at a 190.
That's the only reason.
Leland's at 160. They're going to be getting hella handicapped these next few weeks.
It doesn't matter with the handicap if they can't bowl.
But both of them, I mean, look at Leland's. He's 15 pins less from what his book was. Peyton's is 9 pins less. I mean, they're going to be. That's all handicap, and they just got done bowling that. In this fall league, they're prime position to overtake a lot of teams. So that's what. And again, this is weekly power rankings. They could lose and be out of my top 4 altogether next week.
No, since you said that, you have to keep them there forever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So, Mr. Saunders, why don't you go next?
Sure. Number 2. So a lot of great bowlers are still listed, but obviously, I mean, you say things change week to week, but right now, starting off, I will say that we started really, really strong, myself and Chris, but we got to do a little bit of a struggle here and there. So our points aren't as where I'd like them to be, but I know that we can pull it out really, really fast. So I'm going to throw us in the 2 spot.
Oh, wow. No, I was gonna do the same thing. I was gonna say 2 too.
What?
So,
You both are 2?
Yeah, I was gonna say 2 too, only because I've done the first place fall down, so I want to stay in the second where I just have to go up. I can only go up from here. So I'm on first. I don't want to be in first because the only way is down.
No, believe me, I played that. We played that as a team, me, Diego, and Christina, all last season, pretty much for the entire season. I mean, for the majority of it, being in that first spot, it is really hard to keep it. It really, really is. And it's scary when you come even remotely close to losing that. So I can understand why you think that, and I definitely agree. But yeah, definitely, I think us to be in the top 2 for now, just based off where we are, statistics and data and all that other kind of fun stuff.
Oh man, that means I think we're all. Oh no, we're all going to say that.
Okay, how was it? We all say it. We all say on 3. Ready? Say your first. 1, 2, 3. Mark
and Ron.
We got bald. Yep. That's what it is.
Oh my God, we got bald.
Yeah, that's true too.
But I mean,
bowling at 230, average of 230 a game this last week, and Ron still beats me by a lot. So yeah, it's really, really hard to beat those guys. So
they are definitely familiar with winning. They just won the grand championship.
They had like 100 years of doing it.
Yes, they have.
Experience.
Although Chris Saunders was bowler of the week this past week, he bowled 101 over his average. So you did great, Chris. And even though Ron Reynolds bowled 710 and was second bowler of the week runner-up, and kudos to Uncle Eric, bowling 3rd. But I just got to give it to Mr. Reynolds. He's carrying a 218 average right now. Mark's not doing too bad. He's got to be gone tomorrow. I may have to bowl in their spot. I haven't bowled in a month. I'm going to be rusty as hell. I hope I can do good for him. But
hey, just to let you know, you could probably do better than 3 consecutive 710s to start the game.
Oh, that's true. He did do that. I forgot Mark had 3 7-10 splits back to back to back in the first game.
Yeah, they're a good ball too.
I can't do any worse than that, I guess. But I hope I don't pull a Cody and show up and then lose all 40. Because that was pretty rough.
No, you should do that. You should definitely do that.
I'm not saying I want to see that happen, but
Mark will vote me out as secretary of the league if that happens.
And that's one vote. That's one vote. One vote.
I can sacrifice a vote.
Yeah.
All right, so we're all in agreement. Mark and Ron, first place. Again, it could change, but it just so happens they won. They dominated all 3 weeks. So they bowled. I mean, it's 40 points a week. And if you take 3 weeks, that's 120 total max. If you took all 40, 40, 40, and they're 106. So that means they basically have only lost 14 points. So out of 120 points, they've only lost 14. I mean, it's hard to go against a team not being in first when they got that kind of dominance going. So yeah, so I think we're all in agreement there. They're in first, and then we'll figure out what happens next week. But anywho, so there's our power ranking picks. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We actually got to kind of hurry up, see how time flies. It's already 50 minutes in.
Yeah,
friggin' hour goes by so damn fast. So we got to do beat March picks. And then Chris, why don't you hum the intro music? That's the Price is Right theme.
There
There it is. See, Woodman's he's not old enough to remember.
No,
That's the
I
problem.
mean, it's still on the air.
He's a
still-
baby.
he's a beat.
He's only 30.
Yeah.
But all right, so real quick, so we just got six picks to pick. We only got 12 teams. So let's see. We got teams 12 and 7. So we got the Hayways, and that is Daniel and Christian going up against team 12. So Mike and Jose against Christian and Daniel. The spread, it's going to be a weird spread because we actually have to change that spread before they bowl because of the makeup game or no, we don't. They got 6 games in. So, yeah, okay, good. We don't have to change the spread. So they got 65 against, oh my God, 150?
So 90 pin spread?
106. So it's a 95 pin spread that Daniel and Christian are getting. So they get 95 pins. So, Saunders, what do you think?
Wow. That's a lot. That really is a lot.
It
But
is.
again, just based off, I think that they're coming into post bowl. Mike and Jose, they're coming into post bowl. They're going to be warmed up. They're going to know the lanes at least a little bit, have a bit of insight, and they're going to be ready and rearing up to go. I think they're finally ready to go based off talking with them last Friday. So I think they're looking for blood, and I think they're going to get it. So I'll go with Mike and Jose.
Nice.
Yeah, I got
very good.
Mike and Jose do what they said last week.
I'm actually going to back you guys up. I think not against Christian and Daniel. I think they're good bowlers, but Mike and Jose, like you said, when they post bowl right before league, they're going to be warmed up and they're going to be familiar with the shot. And they're pretty good bowlers themselves. We're going to all three pick against the spread, and we're going to pick against the handicap. So Mike and Jose. All right. So next pair we got Team 5. That is the first place team. We got balls against Team 8. And let's see if we're unanimous here. So Team 8, that is Matthew Macy and Brian Brewer. That's a good match. They are getting what looks like 53 pins against Mark and Ron, 25. I don't know if that's enough, but
Is that Mark and
25?
You and Ron.
Oh, that's right. It might be me and it is going to be me and Ron. So holy shit. So the spread's going to be, I don't know what I'll be bringing in, maybe a 203. So that's about 11 pins higher than Mark. So that'll make it 11 pins, maybe 12 pins less. So 25, so 13, and they got 53. So 40 pin spread roughly. So Brian and Matthew will be getting 40 pins against me and Ron. I'll go last. What do you say, Woodmansey?
I got Matthew because of his determination of last week. He was so pissed off, and he was bowling great too. If he didn't find out that shit happened, he would have bowled at least another 270 on me. If that last week shit didn't happen, but I think Brian and Matthew are gonna come back.
That's a good point. What do you say, Saunders?
I really like the analysis there from Chris with Matt and Brian. I got to say, they're really, really tough bowlers. Obviously, I knew what we were up against last week, and they pulled it out really handedly. So, I mean, when they're on, they're on. Brian's throwing 250s again. Matt's throwing his 300s, if he did it tail end of last year, then they're definitely going to take it. However, it's really hard to vote against Ron. I mean, really hard.
It is.
So I'm probably going to stick with it and pick Ron again. Nothing against Brian and Matthew. They're awesome. But I can't vote against Ron.
Very good point. And you know me and my analytics, I have to go with the team that's higher seeded in some cases. And this is definitely one of those cases. So Ron and myself, I think we're going to win. I don't put much stock in how I'm going to bowl since I haven't bowled in a month. I'm going to be very rusty and out of shape with 2 people on. I'm going to be huffing and puffing. So it's going to be interesting to see, to say the least. But I have a lot of faith in Ron, so I'm going with Ron.
Yeah. You'll cover. I'm sure you'll do great.
All right, next pair, team number 9. That's We Got Dropped, a very up and coming good team. We Got Dropped against Team 2, Purple Cobras, as I like to call them, purple-headed warriors.
Go first.
That's from an old movie, Naked Gun 2.5. It was reading from a sex book, and they said purple-headed warriors.
Oh, I get it now.
Yes. So, all right, I'll go first since you guys are involved. So the spread on this, this is going to be interesting. I haven't even seen this. You guys are getting, wow, Woodmansey, what the hell happened to your average? You guys are actually getting 35, and they're getting actually a lot. They're getting 59. So let's see. You guys cancel each other out by 10.
24.
So 59. What is that? 55? What did I say? 30 what?
24. Yeah, you said 35 minus 59.
Yeah, so 24. So you guys be giving up 24 pins to them, and they're damn good bowlers. Shit.
22 frame.
Whew. All right. I'm going to say this. Chris bowled like shit last week because of his shoes. No excuses this week. And I'm picking you guys because I have that much faith. And again, you guys, I picked you guys ahead of them in the power rank. I picked them fourth. I picked you third. So analytics behind this, I'm going with my higher team in the power ranking. So you guys better whip their ass.
Nice. Yeah, I got it. Because on Friday night, if I wasn't drunk and on medicine, I was bowling really good before it hit me, and I felt it. The shoes are broken in good. I'm sliding better. I'm back in the game.
Oh, so you did get drunk while the wife was out. See, I knew you had one night.
On Friday night. Yes.
I was there. I could vouch for that.
Hey, you have to drive him home.
He volunteered.
I did offer. I almost did it against his will, but no, he made it.
Sobered up? Okay.
I sobered up. So.
But yeah, as far as the picks go, yeah, I mean, you don't want to vote against yourself. You don't want to be that guy who votes against yourself. And I know Chris will come back. He was shooting really, really well on Friday, like he said, until something hit. I'm not sure what it was, the alcohol or the medicine first, but he shot well over 220. If he shoots like that, then we're definitely in the driver's seat. And I bowled bad that first game, so we kind of cancel each other out. So
there you go.
I'm thinking if I can just stay on with whatever magic I'm pulling out, the godsend magic that I was hoping for, just to keep up with Chris, then we'll be good.
All right. And I hate to cut it short, but we're almost at an hour, so we're up against it. So real quick on these last picks. Team 10 against Team 4, Team 10 Pin Pals against Team 4 Average Joes. The spread on this is going to be ungodly because Average Joe's is going to be very high. But so let's just say Average Joe's getting a ton of handicap. I'm actually going with Pin Pals on this. This is the new team, Matthew and Ethan. This is a team that bowled against my sons last week, and they did pretty good. So I'm going with those guys. But real quick, guys, who do you guys pick?
I got Diego's team.
Oh, Protege. Okay.
Only for that's it. For experiences.
Yeah, definitely voting for the series. The friendship, don't know the other team too well just yet, but yeah, I got to go with Diego and Timmy.
There you go. You guys picking the handicap, picking the spread, so not bad. All right, next pair real quick. 11 against 6. That's Uncle Eric and TJ against Team 6 Too High. That's going to be Craig returning the bowl with Gino. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Craig and Gino are going to be getting handicap pins, probably around 40 to 50.
Yeah, I got Eric on this.
Okay, that's one.
Yeah, blood's thicker than water. I know Craig's going to be really excited to be back, but I think Eric and TJ will pull it out.
I'd love to pick Craig, but he hates when I pick him. So in honor of Craig, I'm going to pick Uncle Eric and TJ. All right, last pair, Team 1, my sons, Leland and Peyton, CYMG, against Team 3, Better Halves. So sons against wives. We all got stock in this. Woodmansey, who are you picking? Let's say if the girls are getting probably close to 60 to 70 pins.
I got my wife's team.
Oh.
Yeah, my wife's already pissed, so she's got to try to come back with a vengeance on this. Camilla's going to back her up, so got to go with the wives.
We're picking as prisoners instead of wardens. We got to be the wardens. I'm picking my sons only because I think they're on a hot streak, just like I picked them in the power ranking. So there you have it. There's Beat Mark's picks. Hopefully Mark comes back soon and he gets all these picks put together. We'll have some results for you soon. Real quick, we got Mr. Chris Saunders, Bowler of the Week, 689 series. Had a 279 game on one of those games, something like that?
267, but yeah.
267, close enough.
Yeah.
So 101 pins over. So good job, good bowling this week. Kudos.
I'm
to Ron
princess
Reynolds.
waving. Princess waving to everybody right now.
Hey, there we go. And then Ron Reynolds, kudos, 710 series. Eric Saunders, 64 pins over his average. Camilla took bowler of the week for the ladies. She bowled 64 over average. Tina, honorable mention, she had 51. I'm not sure if that's high series of the year or if that was just last week.
I mean, Camilla wasn't here last week, so she got it without even bowling. That's real kudos right there.
Bowler of the week for the ladies last week. Averages, we got Ron Reynolds leading 100 with 218. Mr. Chris Saunders, VP, 211, second place, not bad. Brian Brimmerman, 201 average, so good for him. And Camilla leading the ladies at 185 with Miss Tina, 140. And look at this, Mr. Chris Saunders, VIP on poker and also VIP leading in bowling, 22 pins, 22 points in the lead. And in second, Mark and Ron both tied at 20. But Mr. Chris Saunders in the lead for VIP of the summer.
It's going to suck when I have to wake up, but this is great so far.
And VIP for the ladies, it basically comes down to two ladies, Camilla and Tina. Right now, Camilla's in the lead at 16, if you can read that.
Thank you all, guys, for staying a true fan of the JB Trio podcast. We truly love you. I know you hear from me and my voice and only my voice.
Of course.
But
we're sorry we missed a week. We're sorry we had to go without us a week.
Truly sorry about that.
But we're back.
Yes, I am back. I am the comeback kid. Back.
I'm on the back. Right. Yeah, and Chris has come on the front.
Come in.
But tune in for next week as you hear that my team has officially dominated. We got dropped as always. That your truly loved hero, Chris, is in first place.
Which Chris?
Doesn't matter. And if you tune in next time to hear all that great stuff. And we truly love you. And if you do not come back, you'll be like my tennis shoes being tossed in the garbage.
Oh,
angrily.
And then the wife comes back tonight. He's got to go pick her up at 11:15 or 11:30 tonight.
11:30.
So Camilla's coming back. She'll be back to bowl. So
good luck. Be safe.
You might be
all right.
Fired.
Y'all be safe. We'll see y'all tomorrow night.
Later.
Ciao.
Take it easy.